We're going to have a ball. All right. So we take our ball. And to begin with, standing comfortably, feet comfortably under the hips, toes pointed forward. Go ahead and just hold your ball up against your sternum, up against your heart. And take a breath here. Feel that nice, cushy ball. And as we inhale, we're going to just look up and sort of arch the spine, lifting. And then as we exhale, we're going to kind of let that ball sink into our sternum as we round and feel it coming towards our spine, just sort of rounding your upper back. And then again, we're going to inhale, lift, look up. And then exhaling, feeling the ball sink in toward our sternum as we round. Feel a little stretch in your upper back and your neck, right? One more time. Nice full breath and exhale. Good. And then we'll just let our ball be in our right hand. And we're going to inhale as we lift our arms up and lift our heels. So just float the heels up. And then exhale, float the heels down as your arms come down and bring your ball behind your back to switch to your left hand. And again, we're going to inhale, lift up onto the toes. And exhale, float back down, switching the ball behind you. Good, nice full breath. Start to breathe really fully. Switch the ball, and one more time. Inhale up and exhale back down. And then floating, if your ball is in your left hand, float your right knee up, pass that ball under, and bring your arms out. And then left leg lifts, pass that ball under. So just do a little switch here. And then I'm not very graceful. Hopefully you can be more graceful. Yeah. All right, and then bring that ball in front of you, both hands. Take your ball in your right hand, just follow it back into a twist, and bring it forward to switch to your left hand. Follow it back, and bring it forward. And let's do a full circle around. So take your right arm back, just go ahead and full circle to come back, and the left arm full circle to come back. Kind of loosening up our shoulders as we twist. Yeah. Good. And then when you come back to center, we'll come to the end of our mat and holding onto your ball, you're just going to roll down. So let your head and neck and shoulders relax and let your spine just sort of peel off of that invisible wall behind you. And ball comes to the mat. We'll just place our hands on top of it. Just do a little bend of the knees and straighten. And then picking up your ball, stack your spine back up. So letting the knees be bent, letting everything relax as you stack back up. And then one more time, inhaling here, exhaling, letting the ball take you back down. Putting our hands on the ball. This time we're going to bend our knees, flatten our back, and look forward. Just kind of look ahead. And then let the legs straighten as you round and relax. And then bend the knees, flattening the back, lifting the tailbone, kind of looking maybe toward the end of your mat, and then releasing down as you straighten the legs. Flat back, lifting up, little bend, and release down. And then walk that ball a little farther out. So maybe just whatever feels till your arms are straight, wherever it goes, right there. And the same thing, you're just going to let your body relax here. And then bend the knees a little bit, flattening the back, kind of looking forward and releasing down. Maybe feel a little more stretch in the back of our legs, right? Let the knees bend a little bit, flattening, looking forward. And then go ahead and push that ball or just leave it somewhere on your mat. Walk your hands out away from your feet. Let your body just sort of move around as you stretch your heels down in this tight position. And releasing our head and neck. And then you might like to walk your hands a little farther out, come more into a plank, or however far down you feel like going toward that plank, and take a couple of breaths. So let the hips be up as much as they need to be. And breathe here. And then we'll bring our knees down to the mat and pick up your ball and come around to sit here. So I'm going to place the ball right behind the low back, the sacrum, right? Just put it behind your sacrum with your knees bent. Your hands. You can either hold on to your thighs or release your arms up, whatever feels good to you. Okay, so let's just lift up as we inhale, and then as we exhale, just round back into the ball, feeling that nice little massage there, and then we'll feel that ball pull us back, kind of push us back up, right? So inhale and exhale back into the ball, and rounding the lower back, and then coming up. And just rounding back. Again, you can release if you want or hold on to your thighs. And then we're going to take that ball a couple inches farther back, not too far, just a couple inches back. Inhale, exhaling, rolling back into the ball, so a little farther back, and then feeling the ball push us back up. Nice full breath, exhaling. Shoulders are relaxed, and just letting your back come into that ball. And when you come up on this one, go ahead and scooch it just a little bit more. Inhaling, exhaling back into the ball. Reaching forward to come up. Good. And again, nice full breath, shoulders relaxed. And then when you come up on this one, you might find you need it a little farther back, so somewhere between your shoulder blades. When you roll slowly down and find that ball, maybe adjust it if you need to, walk your feet in and just clasp your hands behind your head. So we're going to find the ball wherever it feels comfortable to us here and support our head, and just arch back and relax. So taking a little upper back extension here, just letting our chest open. And then we're going to move with this. So you're going to inhale here, and then as we exhale, you're just going to feel like we're kind of pressing our rib cage into the ball to lift up. And then inhale, arch back over the ball. And exhale, supporting the head as we lift up. And inhale back. And exhale up. And then take a little bit of a circle around the ball. So look to the left and arch back, and then look to the right and come up. Look to the left and arch back, just circling around. Feeling the shoulders, getting a little movement with that ball. And then we'll reverse our circle so we can look to the right and arch back and around. kind of supporting our head with our hands as we do these little circles. And when you come up on this one, you can go ahead and bring your arms forward to grab hold of your legs and lift up. And we'll take that ball and put it between our thighs. We'll just kind of find whatever works for you there, wherever it feels good to you, arms by our side. And then you can just rest your hands on your hip bones if you like, but you want to take a nice full breath. And then as you exhale, feel your hip bones coming towards each other, and that will squeeze our ball, right? So we kind of initiate it from our hip bones. Inhale, relax. Exhale, drawing our hip bones together. We squeeze the ball and let your shoulders relax. So inhale, exhale, squeeze. Right, inhale, relax. And then with our arms by our side, this time we're going to bridge. So we'll take it into a bridge. On your exhale, curl the tailbone up, peel off the mat. One bone at a time. Good. Inhaling at the top as we press our hips up, and then gently squeezing as we melt our spine down and relax. And again, inhaling, exhaling as we gently squeeze and peel off the mat. And then pressing our hips up on our inhale, melting our spine back down. Good. And again, one more time, we're going to exhale up, peeling off of the mat here. And then as we come, our hips come up, we're going to take our arms over our head, relax them on the floor. And just let your arms and shoulders relax. Stay up for a moment and take a breath here. Pressing the hips up. And then letting your exhale melt your spine down one bone at a time. Good. And when your hips come down, go ahead and clasp the hands behind the head. Lengthen and lift those elbows a little bit. Nice full breath. And then as we exhale, we're going to press head and shoulders up, squeezing that ball a little bit. And inhale, lie back down. And then again, exhale, press up, gently squeeze the ball, stay here, and lift your legs up. Lift that ball up. Good. Then we're going to let our legs do whatever feels good to you, if they can relax or not, but you want to bring your ball towards your forehead, right? And kind of curl up a little bit, and then relax the head back down. And then again, lifting our head and shoulders, bringing the ball towards our forehead, and a curling, and then relaxing our head and shoulders back down. A couple more times, exhaling. Inhaling back down. And one more time, exhaling up, bring the ball towards you. And relax back down. Good. And then we're going to just take our hands out from behind our head, hug our knees for a moment. Kind of rock your body a little bit. And then bringing our legs up, bring your arms out from your shoulders, and we'll let your knees be however close they want to be towards your torso. And take your legs over to one side, anchoring the shoulders down and using a little squeeze on that ball to exhale back to the top. And then taking it to the other side on your inhale. And little squeeze to help you lift back to the top. Okay, so side to side. Letting the shoulders stay nice and firm on the mat. Good. And then when you come to the top, go ahead and take hold of your ball and you're going to curl up toward your legs. We're going to do a little single leg stretch. So extend your left leg out, pass your ball underneath, and then switch, right? So extending one leg, really lifting up and just passing the ball under that bent knee. Kind of a figure 8 movement, however that works for you. And breathe. If you need to lie your head down, you can just lift your legs a little higher. Good. All right. And then come center, bring your knees in, put your ball on top of your knees as you relax back down onto the mat. Let's rock your body. And then we'll use our hands on top of our ball, pressing into our legs to do a little pelvic floor engagement here. So inhaling here as we exhale, we press down on the ball, and then we press our legs into the ball to lift our tailbone a little bit off the mat, right? So exhale, kind of do a little curl up with that tailbone, engaging our low belly a little bit. Good. One more. All right, and then relax. We're going to take the ball and we're going to put it under your left foot. Both feet on the mat, knees bent. Tricky sometimes to get a hold of it. Find that ball, see what it feels like you can hang on to it with your foot, right? So we're going to inhale here. As we exhale, we're just going to bridge up. So press the hips up and then extend your legs straight, rolling that ball away. Pull the ball back and melt your spine down. Inhaling here, exhaling, bridge up, extend the leg long, roll the ball back, and articulate down. Good. And then this time we're going to bring our hands behind our head, clasp them. You're going to press head and shoulders up as you extend that left leg. Bring your right knee up and rotate, look to the right. It's a little crisscross position, and then back to center. Roll the ball back as you lie down. Okay, so inhale, keep your right knee up. Exhale, extend that left leg, come up and rotate to the right. And bring it back to center and down. This time we'll stay up. So you're going to press up as you extend your left leg, look to the right, and just do a little pulse here with think of bringing your left shoulder towards your right knee, right? Little pulse. And then come center, bring the ball back and lie back down. Bring your right foot onto the ground. And then releasing our hands from our head, we're going to put the ball under our right foot. Again, arms by your side, inhaling, exhaling, press the hips up, roll that ball out, pull it back in, articulate your spine down. You can go at your own rhythm here, but just press up, roll the ball away, pull it back in, and articulate down. One more time. Bridge up, roll it away, pull it in, and bridge down. And then hands behind the head. We're going to inhale, exhale, pressing head and shoulders up. We're going to stretch that leg out as we lift our left knee. Okay? And then rotate, look to the left. Back to center as we bring the ball in and lay back down on our inhale. Exhale, press up, extending the right leg and rotate, look behind your left elbow, back to center as you bring it in. This time we'll stay up. So you're going to press up, extend that right leg, rotate to the left, and just do a little tiny pulse. Again, think of right shoulder toward left knee. Very small. We don't want to pull our body off center, right? We're staying with our back on all the way on the mat, just the shoulders lifted. All right, come back to center, pull that ball in, lie down, left foot on the mat. There we go. Now let's go ahead and put the ball between our feet, right? So you're between your ankles or your feet here. And then actually go ahead and keep your hands behind your head. And we're going to pull the low back into the mat, lift the legs, lift the head and shoulders, bend, open your knees out so that we really open those knees and hips and pull the ball in. And then you're just going to stretch it out. Right? So the legs are externally rotated. Lie down as you pull that ball in. Exhale as you stretch it out and press up. Inhale, pull it in towards you, really open the knees. And then press up as you exhale, extend. Good. Inhale, pull in. And exhale, extend. This is the last one, so you can lie back down and keep the ball between your feet, but release your arms out from your shoulders and extend legs to ceiling. So your knees might not be able to straighten all the way. That's okay. Just try to keep your knees here. Don't let them go out here somewhere, okay? So we're going to take the ball over to one side. Exhale it back. And over to the other side. Exhale it back. Again, keeping the knees bent will also help your low back, right? So whatever amount of bend you need in your knees is fine, side to side. And then we'll take it into a little corkscrew circle. So you're going to take your legs to one side, circle them around and to the other side and back, and alternating our circles. Right? It doesn't have to be a big circle, whatever feels good to you, and you can anchor your shoulders down, feeling like we're pressing a little circle with our sacrum into the mat, right? As we do this. All right, last one. And then bringing your ball in, let your knees open out to the side, holding onto your ball. You might just kind of press your knees with your arms, right? Really open the hips. Yeah, give a little press. And then let's extend our arms and legs all the way out. So full body stretch and flexing our feet. And we can just kind of do a little side to side stretch and reach through arm and leg, right? Feeling our hips and shoulders kind of shifting up and down. Feels good in the morning. Feels good anytime, actually. Right, you're holding on to your ball. All right, and then go ahead and bend your knees to put your feet on the mat. Take your arms, sweep them around and reach. You might hold on to your ball and squeeze it to help you roll up, straightening your legs. Great. And then we'll sit with our legs in a diamond, you know, that kind of a long-legged butterfly diamond with our feet together, kind of lift up the sits bones. And we're just going to take your ball in front of you and just roll it away over your feet. Forward. Roll it back in. And one more time, roll it forward over the feet. And roll it back in. If you're able to straddle your legs, you can just kind of let the legs open out into a straddle and do that again, right? So just roll it out away from you. But you could also keep your legs in a diamond or do another position if you need to. And one more time, push the ball away, stretching forward. In. And let's take a little bit of a saw. Now you can do this with your legs, not in a straddle as well, but just take your right hand on your ball, anchor your sits bones, roll it towards your left foot, reach your left arm back, and then pull it back in. Take your left hand on the ball, anchoring your sits bones, roll the ball toward the foot, pull back. And then you might go a little faster if you want, just kind of side to side, right? Rolling it toward the foot, really keeping the sits bones anchored, reaching that opposite arm. This little stretch in the shoulder. And then when we come back to center, go ahead and bring your legs straight out in front. Now we want to focus on a nice long tall spine, so knees need to bend probably to do that. And then see how much your legs will straighten, focusing on your nice tall long spine, right? And then bring your ball right on top of your head, just keeping the head lifted. And then we're just going to extend the arms straight over the head and feel that ball lift our spine taller. And then let the ball settle back on top of the head. And then again, lifting tall, reaching through the spine, lengthening, and let the ball rest on your head and stay here. And we're going to inhale, keeping that nice length in our spine, twist on your exhale, right? However far you go, doesn't matter. And then back to center. We want to keep our nice tall spine and then twist the other way. Won't be very big of a twist. Inhale, center, lifting, exhale, twist. Real strengthening for our back. Inhale, center, exhale, twist. And coming center, go ahead and lift the ball up and take it forward. Maybe give your shoulders a little shake. So we'll put the ball behind our shoulders again. Kind of, you want it probably a little bit lower on your back, actually, maybe mid-back. Probably better than shoulders, because otherwise it'll be really hard. Stretch your right leg in as you kind of sink into your ball. And then extend that leg to the ceiling and give it a stretch. So you want the ball to support you, basically, right? So however far down on your back you want it to be. Good. Give it a nice stretch here. You can move your foot if you like, whatever feels good to you. And then bend that knee. Foot on the mat, bring your left leg in, stretch your right leg out. That knee stretch in toward your shoulder. And then we'll stretch it to the ceiling. Good. Give it a nice stretch here. Again, you can move your foot, whatever feels good to you. And then we'll take it into a scissors. So see if you can kind of stabilize on your ball and do a little slow switch. And then let's take it into a bicycle. So bend your right leg, extend that leg up, stretch your left leg down, bend your left knee. This works better. Extend your left leg as you bring your right leg down. So give the legs a stretch and then do your bicycle, just kind of like we've done a lot of times in the past, but not usually on the ball. So give it a stretch and then bicycle and give it a stretch and then slow bicycle. Great. And then whatever leg is up, stay there, put your hands behind your head and then go ahead and do that bicycle, right? Supporting your head with your hands and feeling your abs a little more. I know it's hard, And then see if we can reverse our bicycle. So, oh, that's even harder. I haven't actually tried this. Wow. Okay. See if we can do it. Otherwise, forward bicycle's enough. And then next time your legs do the splits, you can stop, put your foot on the mat, grab hold of your knees and pull them in. Oh, stretch your legs in. And rock up. That was adventurous, wasn't it? Okay. So we're gonna come on to our side. So let's come on to our left side and put the ball underneath the rib cage waist area, right? We've done many times. And then you want your bottom leg bent, your top leg straight to start with. Take your hand and rest your head on it there. So we have a, make sure your hips are all the way down, right? And this top hand can be on the floor to start with. We're going to do a little sideline push-up. So we want to use our hand to push into the floor and the other hand to push into our head to lift up, lower down, right? So we try not to use our neck muscles, right? Using your hands to just kind of lift up a little bit off that ball. Make sure you're not leaning forward, your torso's in a straight line. If you want more challenge, arm can be on by your leg, reaching for your foot, or up here, something like that, right? If you want to add more challenge to that. But we try not to let our neck muscles tense. So I want to keep it where it belongs, right in there. All right, now let's take a stretch, extending that bottom arm, top arm over. So a little lateral stretch on our ball here, just reaching. Oh, maybe reaching your top leg, your right leg away from your right arm, right? Really stretch. Because that's always a challenging one. And then we're going to come up onto our elbow. Keep that ball there. You'll probably need to move a little forward. Keep the ball there and feel like you can kind of lift up off of it a little bit. So see how your rib cage can sink in and then lift up. And then lift that top leg. You're going to kick forward and stretch back without letting the ball move. Kick and reach. So maybe do 2 kicks if you like and stretch back. Kick, kick, and back. Kick, kick, and back. Next time we kick back, right, reach that leg back, go ahead, bend your knee and let it rest down. That leg rests down. Take your right arm up and you're just going to open to the ceiling, open that shoulder, look up, and then take your arm and thread it through. So thread the needle, thread through your other arm. And then lifting up, we'll take that ball and we'll put it right behind our knee, right? So hanging onto it with your leg. Go ahead and lie down on your arm. And hopefully you can hold on to it if you don't have slippery pants. So we're going to take that leg forward, swing it back, swing it forward, swing it back, swing it forward, and then take it into a circle. So we swing it back, up and around, and back, up and around. Just hanging on to our ball, circling our hip. And we're going to reverse our circle. So other direction. Nice and big. Great. And then go ahead and relax your leg and take your ball out. We're going to put it between our calves or our ankles or our feet. It's kind of like wherever you like to hold on to it down there. So somewhere down there. Calves, ankles, feet. Right? And then you can have your top hand on the ground. So we're going to inhale. As we exhale, we're going to float the legs up, float the head off the arm, pressing the head and shoulders up a little bit, and then lie back down. Good. And then we're going to take that into a little teaser. So you're going to inhale, and then as you exhale, float the legs up and float the head and shoulders, and then roll back onto your hips, slide that arm down, bring yourself up. Your knees can be bent, legs can be straight, and then come back all the way where you start, down to where we started, nice and gracefully, right? Nice deep breath. Exhale, float the legs, head and shoulders, sweeping that bottom arm so we can come up into our teaser. And back down the way we came. Relax. Inhale, exhale up again, sliding that bottom arm. When I say relax, I mean for a second. Okay, up into your teaser. Stay here. Take your ball. Knees can be bent or legs can be straight, right? And just holding this ball, do little squeezes on it. See if you can kind of flatten your back a little bit more, and maybe even lift your arms a little bit more and lift your spine. Maybe not, right? And then bring it back. Good. And bring your feet to the mat and lift to sitting. Here we go. I know if I start to breathe hard, we're working. Okay, bring your ball to the right side. So we've got the rib cage and waist area. And we're going to straighten top leg, bend bottom leg, head on hand. And make sure your hips are down. And then for that push-up or little side sit-up, right, you're going to press hands using your arm and your arms more than your neck muscles, right? So press up and make sure you're not tensing your neck. Try to really relax your neck as you press up. Kind of really let our focus be, right, on using the area we're supposed to use, right, which is our torso, side torso muscles. And again, you can take your arm on your leg or lift it up if you want more challenge. Really good to get these muscles that we don't get to as much as, we could. Okay, and then we're going to take a stretch. So just let your body relax on that ball as we reach, maybe reaching your left leg and arm away from each other, right? Really increasing that stretch a bit more. It's really good for us to bend our spine in a lateral way too. Doesn't get to happen very often, right? So it's really nice to open up that rib cage a little bit, stretch those muscles. Anyway, I think it feels good. And then we're going to come up onto that elbow. So feeling our rib cage kind of lift up a little bit, finding your position. And then lift the top leg. You're going to kick forward and reach back without moving the ball. So kick. And if you want more challenge, take your hand off the mat, right? Kick, and stretch back. Kick, and reach. Inhale, and exhale. Trying to stabilize on the ball so it doesn't move. Kick, and reach. Last one. And go ahead and let your leg reach back, bend the knee, let it relax. Take that top arm open to the ceiling, kind of lean into that stretch. And then we'll dive through our other arm, threading our needle and letting our shoulder get a stretch here. Good. And then come up and take your ball and put it onto your knee. Hang on to it. Lie down. And we're going to swing forward and back, forward and back, forward. Now we're going to go into a circle, back up and around. Try to make a pretty good size circle, get the hip moving, hip joint opening. And then we'll reverse our circles. Feels good in the hip. All right, and then we'll go ahead and take hold of the ball, put it between your ankles, feet, calves, whatever. Straighten the legs, lie down, and then top hand on the floor here. Inhale, exhale, float the legs, float the head, float the shoulders a little bit up, and relax down. We'll take it into teaser. So nice full breath. As we exhale, we float up, and then bottom arm slides as we roll back and come up into teaser. Bent or straight legs, and we take it right back the way we came with grace. All right, inhale, exhale, float everything up. Slide that arm, roll back. And make our way back down to our side. One more time. Exhale, roll back, slide that arm, and come up and take hold of your ball again. Same thing. So if you have legs bent, great. If you can't straighten them, whatever, just do a little tiny squeeze on that ball. See if you can lift it up. See if you can flatten your back a little bit more, maybe. Bring it back and bring your feet onto the mat and come up. Aren't we having fun yet? Okay, so we're going to be putting the ball underneath our sacrum on our back. So go ahead and lie down, and then we'll press the hips up, place the ball behind the sacrum, which always should feel good on your low back, actually. Hopefully. Just kind of center it there. Arms on the mat. So we're going to take one leg up and then the other leg up to that bent knee position, tabletop. Right? And let's extend our right leg to the ceiling. And we're just going to stretch it long till it comes down to the ground. And then lift it back up. You might pull your rib cage down toward the mat a little bit. Make sure you're stabilizing. Stretch it down. Right. And lift it back up. Good. And then this time we'll stretch that leg all the way down and let it relax. And just take hold of your left knee as we stretch our right leg long, get a little hip flexor stretch. And then drawing our right knee back in, we're going to switch, right? So you're going to extend your left leg to the ceiling and then reach it long down to the mat. Kind of pull your rib cage down a bit, lift that leg up and stretch it long. Lift it up. One more time, we're going to stretch it long all the way down. And then grab hold of your right knee. This leg is stretch in. Yeah. And then drawing our left knee in, we're going to extend both legs to the ceiling. And let's externally rotate our legs, right? So turning out the legs from the top where the hips are, and then open the legs apart into a straddle. Just kind of let them hang there. And then lift them back up together. And we're going to take it down toward the ground just enough till we feel our abs engaged. Don't go too far. And then open them apart, circle them back around to the top, right? So we're taking the legs together, down, open them apart, draw circles back to the top. Right, so 2 big circles going out, up, and back together. And then we'll reverse our circle. So from the top, we open our legs into a straddle, circle them down, legs together, lift up. Circle them down, legs together, and lift up. Again, make sure you're not taking your legs too low. Just find how far down, right? Really breathe here. Good. Last one, when you come to the top, we're going to put our left foot on the ground, bend that knee, but keep our right leg up. And you're going to use your elbows. So maybe you want to bring your forearms up if you want more support. Otherwise, whatever feels good to you. And you're going to press your hips up, right? And then use the ball as much as you need to. We're going to lower the leg down and then lift it up. And lower down and lift it up. And lower down and lift it up. Stay there. Lower your hips into the ball. Good. And then see if you can do a little circling of that leg. Little quick circles. Maybe they're not so quick. Maybe they're not so small. Whatever amount of circle you can do, trying to hold your ball still. I'm doing little circles. And then the other direction. Trying to stabilize your ball. And then go ahead and stop and bend your knee. Put your foot on the mat. Great. And we're going to press our hips up, lift our left leg up and extend it to the ceiling. Again, if you can stay off the ball, great, but use it as much as you need to. You're going to lower that leg down and kick it back up and lower it down and kick it back up and lower it down and kick it back up, and then keep it up, lower into the ball, and see about some circles here. Across, down, and back to the top. Across and around. So circling one direction, holding our ball nice and still, and then reversing your circles. All right, and then go ahead and bend that knee. Bring your foot back onto the mat. And we'll press the hips up, pull the ball out from under us, and really pressing our hips up here. We're going to exhale down, so just let your spine melt down one bone at a time. There we go. And then go ahead and hug your knees, bring them into your chest. Just let get a little stretch in your backside, rock your body. And curling into a ball, maybe if that feels good to you. Good. And then we're going to kind of rock ourselves up. And I know maybe not everyone can roll and rock on your spine, but if you're able to, even if you're not able to, you can still do part of this. But we're going to put the ball between our legs, or you want a little more challenge, between your calves and your thighs. Could be either one, really. Just holding onto the ball in some fashion. Holding onto your legs somewhere, right? And then see if you can just kind of curl your tailbone under you to around that low back. And if you're able to roll on your back, then you just do a little rolling ball. If you're not, you can just kind of tilt your tailbone and then lift back up. Right, so let's squeeze your ball to help you. It's amazing how much ab work this is, isn't it? Use your breath. All right, and then when you come to the top, you can go ahead and stay there with your feet onto the mat. Okay. We're going to be coming onto our all fours. If you're able to do that. If you're not, you can find some other way to do this, but we're going to just put the ball between our knees. There. And fingers spread wide. Of course, if you need any padding under your knees or your hands or anything, great. And just begin with a little cat-cow movement. So using our exhale, right, to curl the tailbone under and gently squeeze the ball, and then coming into an arch. As we breathe, exhale, gently squeeze, curl. Yeah, feeling that ball help us engage our inner thighs, pelvic floor. And then we're going to add to that. So you're going to inhale as you arch. As you exhale, curl, tuck your toes into the mat. Curl and round and lift your knees. And then lower the knees and arch. And again, as we exhale, curling and rounding, lift the knees and stay here. See if you can stay here and do little tiny squeezes on your ball. Just a few. Breathe, hovering over the mat. And stop and lower the knees down. Do a little arch here. Lift. And then sit back for a moment onto the heels and just stretch the arms out. And then we'll take our ball and we're going to put it under our sternum, right? So right wherever it feels good under your chest. So you just like a pillow, right? And then bring your arms by your side, under your shoulders. So we want the whole forearm and hand all the way on the mat. And you're just going to let your head round over the ball so the chin kind of rests into the ball. A little stretch there. And then as if you could push the ball away with your chest. So we're trying to roll the ball away and we're going to lengthen our head and neck up. Right? And then come back down and let your chin rest on the ball. And again, using arms really to press and try to lengthen our spine up and out and up. And then relaxing back down. One more time, lengthen, out and up. And relaxing back down into the ball. Good, and then just bring your head looking down, right? So your head's in line with your spine, and see if you can just press a little bit more off the ball with your arms using your hands and lower back down. And press up a little bit off the ball using our arms and lower back down. Good. One more time, pressing up, a little bit of a mini swan cobra and lowering back down. And then take the ball out and put it overhead so our hands are on the ball. And you're just going to sort of stretch that ball away, reach it, roll it away from your head, right? Roll it out so you feel a nice stretch under your arms. And then you're going to roll it towards you and lift up. And back out. pressing into the ball, rolling it towards us as we lift our left leg. And let it roll out as we lower. And then pulling the ball in and lift our right leg. And back out as we lower. Alternating as we come up, lifting one leg and lower. And the other leg, lift up and out. And now both legs lift up as we pull the ball in and out. And pull it in as you lift up and out, and relax for a moment. And we're going to take the ball in our right hand. You're going to lift up off, just kind of float up off the mat. Your ball behind your back, both arms. You're going to reach back, switch to the left hand, bring it forward and lower down. Relax. And then lift up, ball in the left hand, bring it behind the back, switching to the right and lower down. And again, float up, switching the ball to the left behind us. Back, lower down. One more time, taking the ball with the left hand, switch, and bring it back and lower down. And you can rest. So we're going to come up onto our knees, just come into a little child's pose stretch to stretch our back. So you might like to just have your hands on the ball, or you might like to have your ball under your head, whatever feels good to you, right? This stretch here. For me, the ball under my head works really well. Yeah, feel that nice back stretch. Good. And then we'll come up and we're going to lie down with the ball behind our head. So everybody left before we get to the relaxing part. Too bad. Okay. A lot of people left. Okay, so you just bring your ball under your head like a pillow. Yeah. Hopefully your ball is a good size for this. Not too big. And we're just gonna press our head into our ball, right? So kind of press down on your ball with your head. You'll feel all your neck muscles tense up and then relax. Now, just a few times. So press down into the ball, relax. And this is really good for, and you might make sure you're looking straight up, right? So you're looking up and you're just pressing straight down and then release. Straight down and then release. This is really good strengthening for the neck. And then relaxing your head, just take a little side to side movement. Just let your head go side to side. And then go up and down. Kind of rock up and down. And we can make a little circle. Whatever feels good to you. If you want to make a circle, or if you just want to move your head side to side, whatever feels good. Just move it around. Release the neck. Yeah. Right. Ah, there. Whenever you feel like you want to take that ball out, you can just feel your head. It feels kind of interesting after doing that on the ball, right? It might feel a little bit light and wobbly. Or you might like to stay there. So thank you for coming today. I'm going to go ahead and hit the button here.